Can someone explain to me why the pick-me girls aren't like just naturally falling into the arms of these like whatever type podcast guys? Like,
hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video, it is a very interesting video that has gotten everybody talking. So this man came to the internet to talk about pick-me's and asked that why are pick-me's not being with the red pea bro, the podcast bro that's going with the alpha male thing. And I find this conversation he has raised very interesting because we all see people like Pearl and other red pea podcast guys talking about, oh, you need a family woman, a housewife, a woman that's going to hold the home down and all that. And then you see the people like Pearl talking about, oh, for you to be a woman, you have to be a stay-at-home mom, take care of the family and all that. And the only thing about what he pointed out is that this type of women and this type of red pea men, these women will tell you that you have to stay at home, be that wife and all that. Why they are out there also securing the bag and all that, and they are not being picked by these red pea guys. And these red pea guys talking about, oh, they want a woman that will stay at home. Yet they will not pick those women that will stay at home. Rather, they will go for Instagram models and all that and just want to do that. So I find this conversation very interesting. So let's go check out what this brother has to say. Then we'll come back and talk more.
can someone explain to me why the pick-me girls aren't like just naturally falling into the arms of these like whatever type podcast guys, like the guys on the whatever podcast, or guys like that? Like all these pick-me broads out here with their nasally voices are not ending up with these dudes who clearly say they want a pick-me girl, and the pick-me girls want a guy like this, right? Like you want a guy who's an alpha male, right? Or at least pretends to be. Except maybe the issue is then that alpha male is going to make you give up all your social like Pearl. Everybody belongs in the kitchen except Pearl. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You meet an alpha male, you're going to stop doing social media. Mm-hmm. You know, you're going to quit going on talk shows and just stay home and bake cookies. I doubt it, because you know I see no good reason for you and Brian Atlas to be together. Cutest couple of 6.5s I ever saw. Why aren't you guys just making this thing happen? Maybe it's because you're all full of shit and you don't believe your own. Like Brian wants to Instagram models and you want to have a career. We're all out here just telling ourselves that shame on you for being hot and shame on you for having a career and shame on no.
Exactly.
Put your money where your mouth is, Pearl. You better slide in Brian Atlas's DMs. And Brian, so help me God, if she doesn't have a ring on it by the end of next week, I don't know. You're all full.
Please go down in the comment section and share it. I'd love to know what you think about what he said down in the comment section. I feel like this was a very valid point he pointed out, because some of these women will be coming out and telling us, oh, you need to be in the house, home, being the wife, cooking, you need to provide for your husband. Why they're out there hustling on social media, going on podcasts, writing books, going on conference, and teaching women to stay at home and be a full-time wife. Anyway, guys, this video has gotten a lot of people talking. A lot of people have so much to say. So let's go check out people's thoughts on this. Then I'll come back and share more of my thoughts. So please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts about what he said, if you agree with him or not. So with that all said, guys, let's go check people's thoughts.
Can someone explain to me why the pick-me girls aren't like just natural?
Okay, no, but can we talk about this one, y'all? Because the answer is like math. Pick-me women and these red pill type of males cancel one another out like PEMDAS. See, these alpha males don't actually want these ready-to-go pick-me women, which is why you'll notice them praise these kind of women for their work and effort, but you never see them actually with them. These kind of males want to take a woman who is not a pick-me and ultimately turn her into their pick-me. Essentially, these kind of males want to take a butterfly and clip her wings. And pick-me women want a man who is confident and can lead and is an alpha man. And the reality is, these red pill podcasters aren't that kind of man. These red pill podcasters are led by their insecurities, not their confidence. The only place they're leading you to is a podcast mic and a table. But as much as they claim that they want each other, they don't actually want each other. You catch my drift?
Aren't like just naturally fall.
All right, so the stitch isn't long enough. He's basically asking why pick-me girls don't go for like the red pill podcast, bro. I'm gonna keep it real short and simple. They don't want women like that because they want to take a woman who is none of those things. They want to take a woman who, you know, thinks for herself and has independence and, you know, is outgoing, likes to go out, like, you know, likes to hang out with her friends. They want to take someone who does all that and they want to make you none of that. Like, they want to make you who they want you to be. And then once you're that, you know what they're going to do? They're going to leave your, because you're not the same person that you were when you got together, right? So why would he want you, right? Like, crazy, bro. And then as far as why the girls don't go for the guys, I mean, I thought that part was relatively simple. Like, pick-me's don't get picked. That's the ironic part of their name. They don't get picked. And if they do get in these relationships, it's not going to be with, like the guy said in the video, like, it's not going to be with the guy that they want, like this alpha male beats his chest, controlling. No, these podcast bros live with their mom. These podcast bros don't pay bills. So you want somebody who can run shit, he'll run it right into the ground because they got no money. So
falling into the arms of these like whatever type podcast guys, like,
because red pill men enjoy a conquest. They enjoy breaking down the spirit of a woman. They enjoy doing all these things because it fills their ego. That is why conservative men always go after women that are expected to not be with them. So people like me, very outward communists, they expect to break me down and make me humble, essentially.
Yep.
The thing about pick me girls is that pick me girls are never their type, and their type is always women that could be easily exploited in society. A good example would be the Fresh Fit podcast. They always recruit women from SW sites or, you know, these sugar daddy websites to invite on this podcast so they can berate them, because let's be for real, people don't really sex workers or whether or not their honor is protected.
Yeah.
All an exploitation game, really. And once you realize that, it all starts to make sense.
social notoriety, like Pearl. Everybody belongs in the kitchen except you, Pearl.
Okay, so he's talking about pick-me girls and how pick-me girls want alpha guys, but they never get picked by the alpha guys, and the alpha guys never go after them. And specifically, he's talking about just Pearly thing. But no, seriously. I remember her saying one time that she'd rather be a pick-me than a skip-me. But baby girl, where's your ring? You are a skip-me. They all skipped you. I will say this. The kind of guys that will pick a pick-me girl are not the kind of guys anyone wants picked by. And the ones you actually want, they're never going to pick you. Because what they want doesn't exist.
Can someone explain to me why the pick-me girls aren't like just naturally falling into the arms of these like whatever type podcast guys? Like,
Oh, you mean all the toxic red pill guys that pick me girls cater to? Yeah, they don't want them. They don't want a woman who's already ready to wait hand and foot on them and give them everything they want at any time, because that's not the person they're looking for. They want an independent woman who's much hotter than a pick me girl, so they could break them down, manipulate them, gaslight them for years, and turn them into something that they want to do. They want to destroy an independent woman to make them a pick-me girl. So if you want some proof, take Pearl Davis from Just Pearly Things. She is the queen of the pick-me's. Pearl is single, unmarried, childless, well over 25, and according to her, remember, these are all her words. If you're over 25 and don't already have all these things, you have no value. Catering to the very toxic men that she wants, but will never want her back. If a pick-me like her is not going to get picked, then other pick-me's won't get picked.
someone explain to me why the pick-me girls aren't like just naturally falling into the arms of these like whatever type podcast guys.
It's because they're not a challenge. I got a lot of dudes in my family. And a lot of the things they brag about the most is putting women in their place. It's like their goal is to dominate and control. She wasn't cooking and cleaning and obeying me before, but then I put her in her place and I got her acting right. It's not a challenge if you're a pick-me. If a dude is with a pick-me, he can't claim that he did that because she was already like that when they met. But when he gets a woman who's a feminist and independent, he's able to say, hey, I put her in check. I changed her. then it's like they feel good and they get props from their boys or whatever. Think about it, when women started to be more independent and move away from the traditional role, started teaching these men how to put them back in their place, which is something our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers didn't have to do. Those women were already in their place. They were pick-me's already. I think it's hard for them to unlearn that mentality of dominate and control. So it's like these younger generations of men, they're not used to just women entering their life and acting right. They're mentally prepared to try to put them in their place. Like I said, they want to feel like they conquered you.
Why the pick-me girls aren't like just naturally falling.
Listen, there is a reason they are called pick-me girls and not picked girls. Men do not respect pick-me girls. They definitely don't want to be with them. They don't even look at them. If anything, misogynistic men will use pick-me girls to, like, fight against other women, but that's it. They don't actually want to be with them. And there is an actual reason for that. Despite what they may say, these misogynistic podcaster bros have zero interest in submissive women. What they want is to take women who are not submissive and to make them submit. Because to these men, a man having a relationship with a woman is a man conquering a woman. And when you have a woman who is already submissive, already agrees with everything you say, there is nothing there to conquer. What's more impressive, climbing up a mountain or hiking over a small hill? That is the whole purpose behind why they preach about women being submissive. If they were going after women who are naturally submissive, they wouldn't have to preach about it. They wouldn't be telling women that they need to be submissive if they were looking for already submissive women. If you have to constantly tell somebody how they should be, you are not looking for somebody who is like that person. You are looking to change that person. That is why these misogynistic alpha male podcaster red pill dudes are not interested in pick-me girls. They are not interested in women who share their ideologies. They will encourage that behavior in those women because they can use them, but they're not interested in being with them.
Why the pick-me girls aren't like just naturally falling.
Sure can, yeah. It's actually a really simple answer. The red pill dudes don't want pick-me girls. They don't want pick-me girls. They don't want a woman who will just randomly just already have a sandwich made for them, or who will already have dinner ready on the table by the time they get home. They don't want that. They want a non-pick-me woman, a non-pick-me girl, a non-subservient woman that they can break down and beat down and force into subservience. That's what they actually want. The easiest and most obvious example of this is Pearl. We all know who Pearl is. She is the type of pick-me bitch that is saying, this is what men want. This is the type of women that men want, and we need to be like this in order to treat them the way they deserve to be treated. She ain't got no ring on her finger. And she popped up 2-3 years ago by now. If the men that she is appealing to actually wanted her, they would be knocking down her door to get that ring on her finger, to marry her, and to have her be the mother of their children right now. The red pill dudes don't want pick-me girls. The red pill dudes want to take a regular woman and force her into this tiny, tiny, tiny little box. Even though there are loads of pick-me girls that have already put themselves into that tiny little box. Because having a girl put themselves in a box is not as much fun as forcing a woman into the box yourself.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think about these conversations down in the comment section, but please keep it respectful. You're on the channel, we're allowed to disagree as always, if you know, but we do it in a respectful way. Okay, so feel free, share your opinion. So for me personally, I find this man's question very valid. And for me, my own answer is that, like what everybody has been saying, as much as I feel like they're just being pick me to each other, the red pig guys and the pick me women like Per, they're just being pick me, but really what they want inside, they are jealous of what us that not pick me and not red pig guys have. And I feel this conversation is very interesting because we've seen how pick me girls will do everything just to validate and look cool to the men, and yet this man will not pick them. This man will still go after women that are still saying no, we don't want you and all that. And I feel like this has to also come with the ego of a man, because what they want to conquer, they want to be able to keep you as a woman checked, they want to be able to keep you grounded, they want to be able to boast their chest and say, you know what, I did that, I made her do that, la la la, she did that for me, da 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 da. That's their own ego and their pride in them. So if you know you're a pick me, good luck to you. And Per, I don't even, like, what he said was a valid question that actually taught him either. Like, if Per really thinks that she has it all figured out and she can really get any man she wants, why is she still single? Why is she still doing podcasts? And that also brings me to the part where I usually think that some people that come to create content, like the content creators, they come to create content and advocate for certain type of lifestyle, know that they don't really live by the lifestyle. They are just doing that for views, for attentions and all that. But really, in reality, they are doing the opposite of what they are preaching. And this is where I would even say to you guys, like, just be careful with the type of content you consume and from who you consume those content for. Because some people might be saying something else and they are doing something totally different in real life and in their life. And you will go on and campaign and all that. And you're like, why things not happen to you? Because they are just selling